this is Mary Ann, and I have something to tell you. Guess what this is? This is my old Franklin Quest binder. It's a zip, and it has 1.75-inch rings. I have used this binder for most of 2013 because I had so many things to deal with. I was starting my Etsy store. Actually, I started using this in 2012, late 2012, and then most of 2013, because during those time I was starting my Etsy store, so I have to keep samples in here so I can keep working on the design with pencils while on the go, because I'm also so very busy. So I tend to have to bring everything with me so that when I have just a little bit of time left when I'm elsewhere, I can work on other things that I have to. Like, for example, when I'm in school, when I'm done with work, when I'm done with studies and schoolwork and other errands for school for my master's at the University of the Philippines, sometimes I just sit down and deal with some of the messages for my Etsy store, and sometimes I send emails for work, and sometimes I have to make calls for my other freelance jobs. So that's the reason why I had to use this binder before, and it's very efficient because of the big rings. I can put in everything there, including lists for including warranty cards, including labels for the papers that I use, so that when I need to restock, I just need to show them, like this. I just show them this, and I need 20 packs of this, and then they give me 20 packs. Or if I need the version in the box, I just give them the label on the box, then I show it to them, and then I say I need 3 boxes of this paper. So it's very efficient in building up my stock of materials for my Etsy store. And then for school, it was also so very efficient because I could put in everything here, including important notes and errands, not just for the class that I'm enrolled in, but other relevant matters, like requirements that the registrar has to get from me, things that I have to submit to the registrar's office, and things that I have to discuss with my enrollment advisor, things like that. So this has been very efficient for me, and I was so happy with it. And because this has helped me so much to deal with things, I was able to finish everything by the time 2013 ended. So in January of this year, I was able to move into the Filofax Savannah that Janet Carr gave me because I participated in her Filofax project for her blog, This Bug's Life. So I was able to move into that personal size Savannah, and it was really wonderful to have a much smaller binder, because zip binders are usually taller and wider, so they can accommodate the zip here. But at the same time, the Franklin Covey inserts are usually wider than the Filofax inserts, so the binders are wider than Filofax. So there, I'm just going to show you how I set this up. But the setup is really no different from the setup that I already showed you in my video about the tweaks that I made on the Filofax Savannah, but I'll show this to you anyway. Now, as you know, I put my dividers like this. These are just plastic black folders that I cut up and then hole punched so that I won't have to keep changing dividers. If I need to change the tabs, these are just ordinary stickers that I placed back to back and hand wrote the name of the section on there. This is supposed to be a page lifter because I punched it like 3 times so that when I close the binder, I'm not even sure if it actually works. Yeah, it works pretty much, but not as well as the real page lifters, which I have yet to buy because I need it. So this works as a page lifter, although I put the tab wrong. It's supposed to be on here on the me page. But this is pretty much the setup. There's a me page with my cards, ID cards, and a debit card, and it's really, really uh, um, pretty basic car registration. And then I have my section for my university, my matriculation form for the previous semester, and then I have the academic calendar printed on here so I'm not caught by surprise if anything happens. This is my schedule for the semester, and this is my planning in order to figure out a new schedule for my work that can fit in my swim schedule and my school schedule. And these are things that I've already discussed with my enrollment professor. And this is the 5-year plan that my enrollment advisor devised for me, so I have to keep track of that. And this is the flow chart for the whole 5 years. And this is the cash envelope. It's just an envelope on its own section, so I can easily find it every time I have to pay for something. And then I have the financial section, which I will not show you anymore. And then I have my daily 2 pages per day. Right now, I have an indie box here with pretty much little notes that I just hole punched. Now these are the extra hyperdeck circles that I cut out whenever I make a mistake. Whenever I make a mistake on the hyperdecks, like did I make a mistake today? At some point, sometimes I make a mistake, and these are filled in with the Triplus fine liner felt liners. So I can't really erase them, and I don't want to use the friction pens because they are not of archival quality. They disappear over time, and if you store your papers in drawers or areas that are hot, they kind of disappear, and I'm not very comfortable with that. So I use all permanent inks in all of my planners because I need to go back to them every once in a while. And at some point I needed to go back 2 years because we were researching for a case, and then some of the evidence was there. So whenever I make a mistake on here, I just cut out the portion of the hyperdecks that corresponds to the space and then just glue it with the glue stick. So that's in the indie box. It's no longer actually an indie box, but an indie hyperdecks and spare jotter papers. These are so cute. See, these are from Rena Designs. She designs notepads, and the quality is really, really very good. See, there's this lady wearing rubber boots and walking in the rain with an umbrella, her tote bag, and a coffee to go. And here's another one in the sun wearing sunglasses and on a bike with her dog. It's really, really very cute. I've had them a while, ever since I moved into the Filofax in 2012 or something. I've already had them, but I've only been able to really start using them now. So this would be my 2 pages per day. You already know the story behind this, the entire evolution of this entire layout. And I have two large boxes for weekdays. However, for Saturdays and Sundays, I pretty much leave everything free because I try my best not to do any work for my day job on Saturdays and Sundays, except for August 2, because we were still on the team building activity until about 12 noon. We were out of town, so that's why it's in there. And then when I printed out my August pages, it was still July 25 or 26 or something, so I was able to pre-print the activity on there. But for the other weekends, it's all free. Let me show you. See, it's all free because I prefer to use the weekends for myself. But just in case I do need to work on weekends for my day job, I have no problems with just putting it on there. It's okay. But that would be a special case. Nevertheless, even if I have already printed these out, in which the weekends don't have these boxes, I also have, I think I still have here, I put in here some sheets, some patches for that. Where are they? Somewhere in here. Oh my gosh, I can't find them. Maybe I forgot to put them on here. But I'm supposed to have extra sheets of, let me put that aside, extra sheets of this, extra sheets of this, just this, so that just in case a weekend arises in which everybody has to do a lot of work, the whole department has to cover an event or has to rush for something on a weekend, I could just paste it there. That's what I have to put in the indie box envelope. So let me just put this back in here. And by the way, I also have this, just a blank just a blank sheet of ivory paper, the same one that I use here, because in case I make a mistake again in putting information down, I can just, you know, cut a piece of paper and then cover it so that it will still be clean and I can still write over the space, because I write a lot of information on these pages, so I need all the space that I can get. So that's what's in this envelope. Let me just put that back there, and then I have my 2 pages per day, and I'm using this teeny tiny, I have to take this out because most of this is already done, but I have this teeny tiny divider that I made. I cut this out from rigid plastic, frosted plastic, because I hated the Filofax, sorry, I hated the Filofax ruler that goes up to here. I constantly have to flip through, even if it's frosted, and even if it's clear, I think I would still not be comfortable with it. But this one is not this doesn't cover much, so that's okay. I can live with that. This is much better. I like this much better, and it's very sturdy, very sturdy. It will not crack, unlike my old Filofax frosted page marker. It just broke right here, so I had to throw that away, but I'm not buying a replacement because this is much better. So there, that is my 2 pages per day. And next would be the monthly for forward planning. Now I have teeny tiny handwriting, so it's okay for me to have teeny tiny boxes. And at the back of each month, I usually have this ruled area for notes, but I hardly write I hardly ever write anything in there. And I feel that I need to have one sheet for each month because I archive my pages every month. So if I put September and October on the same sheet, it would be problematic for me because I wouldn't know how to split the archiving. So that's okay. I usually write things down in pencil for here because it's too far into the future and things could still change. So that's the monthly section. And then I have my journal section. It's mostly lined paper. This is fountain pen friendly paper that I just printed the lines on. This is the line configuration that I like and which fits my teeny tiny handwriting. So I can put more writing in. And over here I have, it's a format for the Celtic Cross reading for tarot cards, because sometimes I draw tarot for myself and I just wanted a record of what I drew for that day. and what question I asked. So I just put the date on here and what question I asked, and I just put here the what cards would fit into that slot that I drew. So I have to print out more of these. And that's the journal section. The next is the medical section. These are the current prescriptions, and this is my hormone calendar, which I show my gynecologist whenever I see her for my routine checkup. And then I have my capture section, which is mostly just post-its and graph paper. I prefer graph paper because mostly my capture pages are lists, so it just makes sense so that everything is aligned. See, I wouldn't be able to do that with just plain paper or lined paper. I need graph paper. So there, that's the capture section. And then the next section is the list section. All lists, but I have to organize this because this is not this is a bag that I put in for repair and which I have to claim. This needs organizing or else it's gonna go out of control. Then I have books to find, and then I have things to do, and then things to buy, and then places to visit. And look at my bucket list. It is so unceremoniously just written down here in my chicken scrawl. Maybe because I haven't finalized this yet, so I cannot lay this out in a pretty way. I keep adding to it, so it's okay. It can stay on here for now. And then the next section would be my blog section. These are the dates in which I should have uploaded something but haven't. But there are drafts already that I have to finish and upload. I just have to antedate them to these dates. As you can see, there's a lot, but I have to do it. And these are just blog ideas to help me out. I downloaded them from online and printed them out here so that anytime I get a free time to myself, several minutes, like 10-15 minutes, if I'm early for an appointment and the person I'm meeting with is still not there yet, I can do something. And that's really the purpose of having everything in one book, so that with big rings, so that I can have everything here wherever I go, because I never know when I can get some free time to do extra things in order to deal with in order to make my work faster and meet deadlines faster. Now here is something that an idea that I came up with a long time ago but was never able to do. I was thinking about designing a blog planner for myself, but I didn't know how to do it, so these were just some ideas that what I can have on the blog planner. I can test it out on myself and ask some of my blogger friends to test it out for themselves, but I'm not really so sure because I am not really managing my blog very well, and I don't feel that I have the right to help people plan their blogs because my blog is so out of control right now. So there's that section, blog. And then the last section would be my section for my day job. This is just the office directory. We work in a building with over 1,000 people. So this is everyone who has a direct office line. I don't want to store these into my phone because I don't really call most of them, but just in case I need to call someone that I have never called before, I would have this direct line right here in my book, especially when I'm in a meeting and I can't look it up on my computer. So here I have reserved, this is money for something that I have to pay tonight, and then I have blank transfer slips, and then I have what is this? Yeah, blank transfer slips, and then I have my business cards here, and just a reward card for a convenience store that I picked up somewhere. And here at the front I have 3 more loyalty cards, I have to purchase more of this so that this can go on here, and then this can also go on here, because I like similar things to be in the same place. That's just how I organize my things. And these are letters of authorization from our HMO provider for the 3 doctors that I have to see within the first week of August. Here's an ID that I cannot hole punch because there is important signatures here, and every area that I can hole punch is full of information that I have to keep. So I just put that in there, and then keep forgetting to put the sticker on my car's license plates. It's here somewhere, so I have to put that in tonight before I forget. I'm already registered for this year. And this is, I have forgotten to return this. It's a flash drive, but I have to return this because this does not belong to me. So I'll put it here so I won't forget on Monday. And then what else? Here I have my notepad. It's a thin sheath because the full pad is very thick. I made this myself. It matches my business cards, and it's made of the same paper that I use for my 2 pages per day, and it's in exactly personal sized, so that when I have to scribble a note to someone and then I have to keep a copy for myself because it's an important note, I can just put carbon paper here and then write the note down and then give the original to that person, and then I can retain a copy for myself and store it in my Filofax. I like working with just one size. So this is the full pad. This stays in the office, and this is the portable pad that goes into my binder. And to protect the sheet, I just put this scratch graph paper on here, and I have more post-its here. And I put this in this pocket. And then I have the black Lamy. It's a banged up Lamy. It has a 1.5 italic nib, and it's loaded with a saturated red ink called J. Herbin Rouge Hematite. And then I just use this for journaling, but for everything else I use the 4-color Coleto Lumio. Just put that there. I don't use this one. I don't know why. I just have gotten used to using this pen loop instead for both pens. And what else to share with you? I know the extra big tabs look kind of strange, especially that they're really out there. But the Franklin Covey, the Franklin Quest binder is wider than the Filofax binders because the actual Franklin Covey inserts are a little bit wider than the Filofax inserts, and I wanted tabs that are more visible. I did not want teeny tiny tabs because, for instance, this one is already starting to recede, and if I have a teeny tiny tab I won't be able to see it. So I wanted everything to be out in the open, so that when I have to look for something I just do that. And I don't have any problems banging up the tabs because these are just ordinary sticker papers that I stuck together like that, so they're written on both sides. So this is a Franklin Quest, by the way. Before it became Franklin Covey, it was Franklin Quest, so these are even older. That's why it still has the Allen screw that I can take out with a hex screwdriver in case I want to switch the rings out and use rings of a different size or a slightly smaller size. But I don't have any other Franklin Quest binders with Allen screws. And I don't have any reason to change the rings on this, so it stays on there. I have already talked about this binder before, and I've made quite a few videos of it and how I set it up at that time. And please feel free to look up those older videos. But one thing I can say about this binder is that it helps me become so much more efficient when there's a real battle going on with time management, because I've already mentioned before that I can only work with one binder. If I work with more than one binder, then everything else will be so very confusing to me, and I'm not even going to try to bifurcate my system, like that's the term that Joshua used. He tried to bifurcate his system into a work planner and a personal planner, and it did not really work for him, so he moved into a Vanderspec. As for me, I'm moving back into my Franklin Quest binder with really big rings. These are the biggest rings that can come in a compact sized Franklin Quest Franklin Cubby. So that's it. That's my setup. Pretty much the same, just the tabs have changed and the binder has changed, and I need more credit card holders, but that's all. And I am hoping that this binder will help me a lot the way it helped me a lot when I was using it for 2012 and most of 2013. So that's it for this video. I hope you were able to get some ideas from here that you can use in your own planning. And if you have anything to share with me, or if you have questions, please feel free to put your comments down below. And so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Bye!